If C is equal to 216k, find the least integral value of k that will make C a perfect square. So this is the first question that we have here, but stay here to the end of the video because we have some simple exam trick questions, right? So we are going to solve 3 questions in this video for you to have a perfect understanding of how to deal with prime factors or prime factorization in solving some of these things like this. Now, this is a very simple question for you that we are asking. You can see who is a perfect square or a perfect number, right? So you can add the numbers. If you know this thing, make sure that you answer or you provide the answer to this question in the comment section below. There's a simple link there that can help you provide the answer. So you may click on, it's absolutely what? Free, absolutely what? Free. You can click on more to share your mind. So let's learn different. So you see, we introduce something by saying who. So we believe that this will help you visualize the meaning of what that we are trying to say. Now, to clarify this, look at something. We have human beings. For sure, we have different types of human beings. What I mean by different types of human being here, we have a gender, we have a male, and then we also have a female, right? And then currently we have some transgender, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these things are all under human beings, but they are all different type of human beings. So when it comes to in the numbers, what I mean by that is that numbers also have a different types of categories, right? So that is why we are having the integral integers, some whole number, rational numbers, and so on and so forth. So you need to know exactly who you are dealing with. So which categories of numbers do this guy fall? That is why you need to click on that video and or that link below and provide your simple answer to that. I'll come back and come and share the most famous or the most funny answer to this question in our next video. Okay, without wasting time, let's try and solve this question here. When it says something is equal to something in mathematics, so what I mean by that, let's break everything down one by one. So if you say $5 is equal to one iPod, right? So it means that if you have an amount of $5, I can easily have an iPod. Is that okay? So that is what it means. So the meaning of this symbol here means that they are the same, right? So exchange of the value. So okay, so the value of this iPod is equal to my amount here, right, which is $5. Right? It makes sense. Now if you say that C is equal to 216k and then C here is a perfect square, it means that everything here is also going to be what? A perfect square. Does it make sense? All right, so that is why you need to answer that question in the comment. You need to know the meaning of this perfect square before you can proceed in solving this problem here. All right. Okay, perfect. So what are you going to do here? So the way of solving this thing is that you need to break. You see, this guy here is exactly the headache here, right? So this k here is exactly what this terminal. So what about dealing with this number? So the way of handling this question is to tackle the number that is attached to the variable or the letters that you want to find. So how do you do that? We have the idea that everything here, C here, is a perfect square, meaning that everything here must also be what? A perfect square. So if you have C, that is equal to 216k. So I need to break this guy down in terms of what? A perfect square. So I don't want to bring the definitions of the perfect square here, but let me use the technical term, right? So what it means here is that if you have a number multiplied by itself, so specifically that should be an integer. If you're already on this channel, you know that we don't normally like using the technical terms in math. We want to break everything down to our basic level for an understanding purpose. Is that okay? All right. So how do you go about that? You do that by breaking this guy here into a perfect number. So you should know some of the perfect numbers here. So that's going to be 4. The smallest one is 4. So this is 2 ones, right? So how can we have the perfect number out of this? So the next perfect number I can have here that should be 9, right? So 9, because 2 square will give me 2, and then 3 square will give me 9. Multiplied by what will be that 216? That is the question here. So obviously, so that's going to be 6. So you may pause the video and try and check that if I multiply this 4 by 9 by 6, I'm going to have 216, right? So that is, once again, you need to know the meaning of the perfect square or perfecto number, right? So don't forget our k here. So k is also multiplying. This guy here is also multiplying, right? So this here is equal to everything here. So when I break this guy down, I'm going to have 2 square. The whole idea is to make sure that you are writing the number given to you in terms of what? A perfect square, right? So here you have 3 squared, and then multiply by, is there any perfect square number out of the 6 here? No, 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 no. And then multiply by 6, right? Or maybe you can have that. If you can have that, that is okay. So out of this is maybe 2 exponent, something will give me 6, and then 3 exponent, something will give me 6, right? I don't think there's a number there, so we leave this one as it is, right? So what are we going to do here again? Because we are told that this C here is going to be a perfect square, it means that everything here must be what? A perfect square. Does it make sense? Right, so everything here, everything on this side here must be a perfect square, because earlier on I explained the meaning of this equal to sign by using this simple scenario here. Is that okay? All right. So if you're able to get this idea up to this point, so what we are going to do here is that, how can we have the perfect square number on the right hand side here, right? So the only way you can do that is by multiplying this thing here by itself. So the number that I'm having is equal to 6, right? So I'm just going to multiply this guy here by 6, meaning that C is going to be equal to 2 exponent 2, and then multiply by 3 exponent 2, multiply by 6, and then multiply by 6. And that is the only way I can have the perfect square number on this side. So you can see, obviously, what is the values of the k? Our k is equal to 6, right? Because everything cancel out, everything like this cancel out. This one also goes to this goes to this, and then your partner is going to be 6, right? So because of this thing, that is why we were able to change this guy here, okay, to the 6, right? So in order to have a perfect square number on the right hand side. Is that okay? So if you are getting some value from this video and then you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may make sure that you pause the video and do that immediately. But if you have any questions too, don't hesitate to comment in the comment section below. This is our second question here. So what is the least value of p if 2 exponent 3 multiplied by 3 exponent 3 multiplied by 7 multiplied by p? Where is this guy coming from? Where is this p at all coming from? Everything there is sort a perfect square. So you've seen a word. If you have the idea on how to write a prime factorizations of a number, you should have a perfect idea on how to write this thing. If you haven't checked that video, I believe the link will be below this video, or if you're already on this channel, you probably seen that. Okay, so how do you go about that? So the idea of a perfect square is to say that each number here, each member here must have a power of what? Even number. So what it means is that everyone here must carry an even number or an even exponent. That is also another term, right? So mathematics is all about understanding the term even exponent or an even power, right? So that is what it means. So everybody here must carry some even. But how do they do that? That is, if you're able to grab that, so you know the meaning of this, you are free to go. Is that okay? Make sure that you answer. You click the link below to provide those funny answers, not just the technical terms. So I'll make sure that I'll upload. Once I reach some certain target of answers, I'll upload the video on that. Okay. Now the question is, how do you have those perfect square numbers out of this? So the only key or the secret here, pay very close attention to this, is to have the first one. Dealing with the first one is the exponent of the 2 is 3, but instead it must be on even. So even means that you can divide that thing by 2. So when I say 2 divided by 2, that's going to be equal to 1 without any decimal or any fraction here. So when I say 4 divided by 2, that's going to be 2 without any decimal on it. So what about 3 divided by 2? So there's a question mark here, 1.5. So this guy is not an even number. Is that okay? So that's what we are saying. So this is exponent 3. So what are we going to do? Multiply this here by 2, right? So you are multiplying by this base here, meaning that there's an exponent here. So here we are going to add 2 exponent 4, meaning that this guy here has turned to be an even number. Is that okay? So we are all aiming towards to have the perfect square number. So if you want to rewrite this here, it's going to be 2 exponent 3 multiplied by 2, so making the first one even, multiplied by 3 exponent 3. Obviously that should be multiplied by 3, so making the second one also even. The third one is going to be 7 multiplied by itself, so 1 making what 2. That's assuming that the 7 is also going to be an even number. Are you there? So that is very easy and very simple. Now what will be the values of the p? So we just need to cancel out. This guy is here. Is that okay? So this guy is also here. We have 1 of the 7, so cancel 1 of this 7 here. Anything that remains here is the p value, right? So anything that remains is the p value. So what will be the p? Our p is going to be the 2 multiplied by 3 and then multiplied by 7. What do you think would be the answer? Right? So very simple and straightforward. Is that okay? Now here's the final question, because I promise of giving you a 3 simple exams questions here. So let's check the final question. Here we have been asked to find the least common multiple. So that's the short form here. The least common multiple of these 3 guys here. We have 2 multiplied by 3 exponent 4, and then multiply by 5, and then this is the second one, and then this is the third one. So how do you go about this question? So if you have something like this, since this is a prime factor or the prime factorization arrangement, the only way to tackle this or define the least common multiple here is to pick the highest power of every number here. So here we have 3 categories. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third. Which number has the highest exponent here? So for sure that's going to be 3. And then in this case here, which one has the highest power here in this case? So here the second one. So let's do that in accordance. So picking the 2 here, I have 2 in this place, I have 2 base 2, I have another base 2 here. So among these 3 people, which one has the highest power? That is just going to be 2 exponent 3, because this guy has the highest power here, right? So this is 1, this is 2, and then this is 3, right? So picking the 3 here, so I have this guy here, and then I have this one, and then as well as I have this. So the highest power is this 3 exponent of 4. This is this guy. Is that okay? Because compare this one has. So what will be the highest power of the last one here? And then whatever you get after expanding is going to be your final answer. Is that okay? So let me know the values of this. Okay, let me bring this guy. So that of the 5 here, I have 5, 5, and then 5 here. So that is going to be 5 exponent 2. Now your answer must look similar to this. It's not just going to be a whole number, it should be some number raised to the power something. So let me know this. So this is the second question I have for you in this question. So if you're answering the comment section, make sure that the second question is okay. Second question. So thank you for watching this video. If you get some value from this thing, once again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Your question is below the link there. Just click on that link and provide the answer to that simple question: who is what a perfect square? Thank you for watching once again.